Bigger, stronger, but will they be better?
We have a confidence to ourselves. We're not cocky, but we trust what we're going to do, and we believe in what we're going to do.
A new season arrives with hope of recapturing Husker power and glory.
It doesn't matter if you don't go hit somebody in the face on the field.
Credit to Coach Frost. The culture of the team is, I don't know if it's where he wants it, but it's much, much better.
The Hawkeyes have their own dreams of winning the West.
I think it could happen. I think last year's a really good illustration of that.
Can Nebraska and Iowa compete with the Big Ten powers and stake a claim to a title shot?
We want to be able to, go out there and be known as just some hard-hitting football players, and we want to look across the ball and see the defense just be absolutely gassed.
On the eve of a new season, the possibilities are endless.
We have to go out as a team and play like we've been practicing and try to earn some wins.
So let the games begin. This is the Big Red Zone Big Ten Preview. And hello again, everybody. Welcome inside the Big Red Zone Big Ten Special. I'm Andy Kendi. Great expectations for the Huskers in 2019. Nebraska is ranked in the preseason top 25 for the first time in 5 years. They come in 24th. And most experts are either picking the Huskers to win the Big Ten West or at least contend for a division title. There are plenty of reasons to climb above the Husker hype train. Scott Frost in his second season at Nebraska. We all know what happened in year 2 with him at UCF. Plus, Nebraska has a Heisman candidate in Adrian Martinez and a full year of strength and conditioning under Zach Duval. The hype is all part of building a perennial power.
Coming back to Nebraska, I expect to coach here for a long time with a lot of expectations, and we had to get it to that point first. We're just kind of nearing that mile marker right now of having expectations. We haven't done anything yet, so I kind of feel like some of the expectations are a little premature. But I'm also happy for our guys that they've done what it takes to get them to that point.
Yeah, I would say our expectations, are definitely win that Big Ten championship, especially seeing that tail end of the season. You can definitely tell that that's a goal that's very attainable, and, I know everyone's been working towards it. So, Coach Frost has obviously, just been preaching that, that's something we're gonna embrace, and, because I didn't come here to go 4-8, as I've said before. I came here to, put a ring on my finger and win the Big Ten. So, that's just something that, personally, that's how I feel. That's the reason why I came to Nebraska, and I know that's how a lot of other people feel too.
All right, as for the preseason top 25, top 7 goes Clemson, Alabama, Georgia, Oklahoma, Ohio State 5th, LSU 6th, Michigan 7th. Big Ten was 7 teams ranked in the preseason poll, most since the year 2000. The first four of the 7 are teams from the East: Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State 15th, Michigan State's 18th. And the West, represented by Wisconsin, Iowa, and Nebraska there at 24th. Iowa State, by the way, comes in 21st. Now, Adrian Martinez, his odds to win the Heisman Trophy actually got better during fall camp, if you can believe it. The super sophomore now a 10-1 shot to win the award given to the best player in college football, 4th best odds to start the season. And if you're wondering if you're looking for a light bulb moment from Martinez from 2018, how about a touchdown that helped the Huskers turn the corner? It's this 67-yard touchdown pass from Martinez to Stanley Morgan that iced the win against Minnesota, the first win in the Scott Frost era, something the sophomore QB remembers well but does not dwell on.
That was a big moment for us, a big win and kind of a memorable play. But usually when I'm watching film, it's not those plays that strike me. It's usually the ones that aren't the good ones that that kind of leave a little bit more of a memory in my mind.
There was a lot of freshman mistakes that he made last year that probably seem like kindergarten class to him now. I expect him to be a leader a lot more this year. I think he's become a lot more comfortable with the fact that he's going to be the face of our offense and the leader on offense. I hope to see the jump that I expect from a year 1 quarterback to a year 2 quarterback.
Martinez in the process of rewriting Nebraska's record book, 11 school marks in his freshman year. Here are the big ones. He averaged almost 300 yards of total offense per game, includes 7 games of 300 yards or more, and 3 of 400 yards or more. And that terrific afternoon against Minnesota, he went 25 of 29 passing against the Gophers. Now, the buzzword during fall camp was toughness. Came up time and time again. Scott Frost insisted going good during practice. That's what he did as a player back in the day, 1s versus 1. And even something he calls the Nebraska drill, which you see right behind me, hoping to get his team ready for the big, bad Big Ten.
But to win in this league, you got to be tough and you got to be physical. And I think our talent level, our speed, our strength, all those things is going to be considerably better this year. But it doesn't matter if you don't go hit somebody in the face on the field, and we need to block and tackle with that kind of mentality.
Now, the Husker schedule for the first 6 at home. South Alabama Saturday, followed by a roadie to Colorado, then Northern Illinois at home, Illinois and Champaign, then back-to-back showdowns against last year's 2 division winners, Ohio State September 28th, Northwestern on October the 5th. 2 bye weeks this season, both in the second half of the year. The first comes between the game at Minnesota and the Indiana home game. The other bye week between the road game to Purdue and the home game against Wisconsin. The Huskers then finish up the season with their first Big Ten trip to Maryland, followed by the Black Friday game against Iowa in Lincoln. Now, one of the biggest question marks coming into fall camp was who would step up to replace Devine Ozigbo. Maurice Washington had the most yards than any other returning running back, but Washington's still dealing with that felony charge in California. Scott Frost says no decision has been made yet on Washington's playing status. The Huskers, though, with a handful of newcomers, guys like transfer Dedrick Mills and freshman Ramir Johnson to go along with Wan'Dale Robinson, so the potential certainly is there.
You're one play away from being the number 1 guy or number 3 guy. You just never know. So I got to have as many guys prepared, ready to go because of what we do, and it's a long season in this league, and you know it's very physical. And a little nick here and nick there, you know, you could be down to your 3rd guy before you know it. You know, so I got to get those guys right. You know, or if not, I'll be selling pickup trucks at Amarillo Ford.
Ryan Held, he's a beaut. Alphabetical order, here are your options at our running back. Wyatt Mazur, who Troy Walters calls Steady Eddie, the lone senior of this group, and Wan'Dale Robinson, the freshman. He's been working out at both running back and wide receiver during fall camp. All right, we're just getting started on the Big Red Zone Big Ten preview. Still ahead, Husker senior cornerback Lamar Jackson playing for something bigger than football this fall. And the father of modern lifting, Boyd Epley, takes a look back at the creation of Husker Power. This is the Big Red Zone Big Ten preview on KETV.